Ed Babcock here. I want to share a story about the impact that my Chief Ranger, Earl Passmore, had on my life in those early formative years. My mother and my sister and I were not church attenders. And my mom, a year previous, when I was 8 years old, had sent my sister and I, dropped us off at a local church. And we were excited. It was Easter. I guess Mom felt like we needed to be in church on Easter. And they were giving away life-size, well, people life-size, chocolate rabbit. Now, to win this contest, unbeknownst to me, you had to be there for so many Sundays. You had to have great attendance in Sunday school. You had to bring guests. You had to memorize Bible verses. But sitting there in the front row on a folding chair in my wool shorts my mother made me wear, I figured it was up for grabs. And if anybody had a chance to win it, I did. So as I sat there and realized that this was rigged, it left kind of a bad taste in my mouth when it came to Easter and also when it came to church attendance. Well, fast forward a year, my dad had left, and now it was just my mom, my sister, and I. And she took us to what to her was a new church. And we sat about halfway down toward the front, and I know my mom felt a little bit uncomfortable because of some things from her background, and I just wanted to find out how I could win the chocolate rabbit. Well, I can't say that the service had any kind of a spiritual impact on me. I was just not of the age where I understood those kinds of things, or at least they had never been presented to me before. Well, seated in front of us was this lady. She had a great smile, and at the end of the service, she turned around and spoke to my mom and was very friendly. And she said, "Is this your son?" And my mom said, "Well, yes, this is little Eddie." My dad sometimes got called Eddie, and I was little Eddie. I'm glad I lost that moniker. But Betty Passmore invited my mom to have me go to this thing called Stockade. I had no idea what that was, but she said it's where the boys go and they have all kinds of fun. Well, my mom understood that I needed some male influence in my life, and so she agreed to let me go. And starting that next, I think it was Wednesday night, Earl, her husband, Earl Passmore, came and picked me up every single week. It was amazing. It was life transformational. One of the things that Chief Ranger Passmore did was he invited me to his house for my first ever campout. Now, he had a screened-in pavilion in his backyard, but it did have a fireplace in it. And if I remember right, we made hobo meals. That's where you have the aluminum foil and you put hamburgers and stuff in it. And we cooked those in the fireplace. But it was my first time ever sleeping what I'll call outdoors. My first time ever sleeping in a sleeping bag. The first time ever that I was anywhere without my mom. It was just me and the guys. It had such a deep impact on me. I said to myself, I want to be like this Chief Ranger Earl Passmore. I just liked the guy a lot. Eventually, I'd come to love him a lot. Well, why is that? Was it because of Earl Passmore's training? I don't think he ever went to Bible college. Maybe he did, but I don't think he did. I'm not sure that he went to college. As far as I know, he drove a delivery truck for Kaufman's Bakery. He was not a flashy, charismatic, outgoing kind of guy, but he knew how to do one thing, and that's show love to some kid that didn't have a dad and needed to find his way to salvation. I love that guy. He made such a deep impact in my life. So for a period of about 3 years, Earl Passmore came every week and picked me up. And then he made sure that I got a chance to go to summer camp, which had an incredible impact on me as I was eventually to become a junior leader and a senior leader and a program director, at one point even the executive director of Camp Hickory Hill. But all of those experiences trace back to that time when Betty Passmore offered me something much, much better than a chocolate bunny. So I'm going to encourage you, leaders, whether you're a parent, whether you're a stockade leader, whether you're a battalion leader, whether you're involved in tree climbers, take the opportunity to look around and see who's there that needs to be discipled. You'll be glad that you did. And just remember, you can do this.